all of a sudden, there's people here. We're live.
Yeah.
9 likes already.
Awesome.
Heck yes. I am keeping my phone close because hopefully we may hear from somebody. I don't know. Wow. How's it going, everybody? This is the last video of 2022. Unless I decide to do one tomorrow, but I don't think so because we have a busy day tomorrow.
Well, I won't be here, so.
It's the last video with you. It's our last one of these for 2022. So the way these work is we answer questions about guitar stuff until 9 p.m. And then at 9 p.m., we just kind of go off the rails and talk about whatever we are going to talk about. Tonight, it was supposed to be about wine after 9 o'clock. But I've not heard from Rick Bonneville at all. And I've messaged him a couple of different ways today to try to get a hold of him and have not heard back. And I had a thought, because of where he exists, is he having weather-related or maybe power-related issues as to why he cannot respond to me?
I mean, I hope he's okay.
Me too, yeah.
It's not like him to not respond.
No, he usually texts back, and he usually is pretty good about that. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. But we're going to talk about guitar stuff at any rate until 9 p.m., and then we'll probably go pretty off topic after 9 p.m.
Pretty off topic.
We only have a few questions tonight.
Okay.
We have a new thing.
Okay.
Wasn't my idea. It's a great idea, but I'm not going to take credit for it. And we also, if we have time, or we will make time, I want to talk about some of the top performing videos on this channel in 2022, because there were some surprises. And as me and you have been talking about plans for 2023 and what we're going to do, and et cetera, I've been paying attention, like what people are interested in.
Yeah. Last hour, I heard you need to add something to our calendar.
Yes. We are going to Colorado, apparently, the week of August 7th.
Apparently, you confirmed.
Yes, I did. I didn't know the date. So during Matt's live stream on the Texas Toast Guitars live stream, he confirmed he believes that the $9,000 Strat workshop, which basically doesn't cost $9,000, it's not that much, but you're going to make a really good guitar. You're going to make your own pickups, which is why I'm going. It's going to be a really cool guitar. I actually have right here the prototype show and tell loaded pick guards of what you will be building for this part of the guitar. Yes. And there are 3 of these completed as of this moment that I will be sending to Matt tomorrow. So this is really kind of exciting. First step of talking about that Strat workshop, August 7th, 2023. We will be going to Colorado for that and helping people learn to make pickups again. So we'll actually be going before that. There's some more, but that's what I just heard about. So that's pretty cool. Before we get into questions, do you want to show them what your new thing is?
If you want to start with that.
She made this today. It is available at a link in the description, and I'm pretty proud of this idea. I didn't make this. Leslie made this. It is an I'd Tap That t-shirt with knuckles to tap. She got the idea from my hammer meme on Facebook. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With wood, all the guitar bodies. So I think that is a pretty funny t-shirt. And if you want it, it's available in the description below. You can order it right now. There you go. The cool. I'd Tap That t-shirt. That's pretty funny.
You ready to do some questions?
Let's do some questions.
All right. First up, we have Ivan. Will an aluminum cover affect the magnetic field much over a pickup?
It can, but not in the normal way that you would think. Aluminum is really bad about eddy currents. What eddy currents are is they actually can interrupt the flux field, not the magnemotive force, like the sucky part of the magnet and the flux field are two different things. It can disrupt that in a way that will screw with your high frequencies some. So what you can do to get around that with any pickup cover, but aluminum's worse than, it kind of goes in this order. Nickel's not as bad, brass is worse, aluminum is worse. So then you can maybe cut some slots in it, make it a radiator top or something, and break up that flat surface, and it'll be all right. But try it and see if in your particular setup it matters, because it depends on the frequency response of the pickups and stuff. Sometimes you can hear it a lot and sometimes you can't. So just experiment with it, but know that it could be a thing. That's a cool question.
Next up, we have Charles. Dylan and Leslie, thank you for hanging out with us each week. Looking forward to my new guitar. Question: which humbucker of yours allows the most highs through in the neck position on a telly? Thanks.
I'm stoked for you to get your guitar. You're going to dig it. Slant 6 humbucker would be the one if you want that super kind of jangly clarity highs still.
Rob. Thank you, Leslie and Dylan, for all you have done for the Dylan Talks Tone community this year. I so look forward to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday lunchtimes, Tuesday afternoons, and most of all, Thursday evenings with the two of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks,
Rob. A lot.
Which Rob is that?
I think that might be Rob F. I could be wrong.
They're both on, so if you're wrong, they know it now.
I think it is. I can look. Keep going.
All right.
So we don't get this wrong. I don't want to get it wrong.
Shane. Hey guys, I was super stoked to get a Dylan Sasquatch guitar sticker. The 15-year-old in me wants to slap it on a guitar. Are your stickers guitar finish friendly?
I don't know. Your mileage may vary. Use at your own risk. That was Rob F. Momentarily. A few minutes ago.
Oh, it must have been, I don't know. Rob Ritzenheim just said it speaks for both of us. So I don't, oh, and it was Rob F.
Oh.
But Rob Ritzenheim was like, yeah, I'll go with that. Thanks.
Excellent.
Rob F just posted earlier, like when they were chatting before we went live, that he was putting 8 kids to bed. And I was like, 8? So apparently
Dang.
4 are there. And then he has 4 grandkids there. And I was like, that's still a lot of kids.
That's like a whole band. Like with a horn section and everything.
Get them ready.
Yeah.
Well, that was all your questions.
Wait, are you sure?
Yes. Unless
we got Shane. Hang on. I might have missed one. We got, let's see.
You missed that one.
Oh, I missed Robert. See, this is why I thought there was 2 Robs. Because we have Robert Hastings.
Gotcha.
That for some reason this must have come in later. Thank you, Dylan and Leslie. I've gained a lot from you and the community. I appreciate the insight, technical info, and good humor. I know good things are on the way. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate that very much for saying so. That's really cool. Oh, yeah, and it was like a new thing that popped in there on me. Excellent. Cool. Well, if you have guitar questions or things you want to chat about or etc., you can put it in the chat over there. And yeah, it looks like we are. Oh, somebody already bought one of them t-shirts.
Thanks, y'all.
Yep. Somebody already bought one of them t-shirts.
It was so I like to project ideas onto Dylan.
Yeah.
And I told him I thought it was a good idea.
Yep.
And he was like, okay, well, you should make that.
I think it's a cool shirt.
So I did.
I think it's cool. We're going to come up with...
That's not what your vision was, though.
No, but you made it better than what I was going to put like one guitar body on there with like a little hammer or something.
I was like, what if everybody's not a telly person?
Right. So it's got all the body designs. So she's thinking, and I dig it, and it's awesome.
I'm just catching up because I wasn't thinking about like needing to
Grabbing questions
yeah
right away.
while we were
Yeah.
just chatting. So that is my fault. I do want to talk about we had a mail
Oh yeah.
delivery.
Yeah.
Um okay, I think I'm almost caught up. People really like your Tupac shirt.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I always have to have a Tupac
And
shirt.
Jimmy is like stealing the show in the comments. Everybody's excited to see him here.
Oh, excellent. Check it out, Jimmy. Let me see if I can reach this one. Hang on. Let me grab it. This particular one is to kind of mimic Jimmy's 57 strap because it's the white single ply. And then we got paper and oil cap in here on all three of them. CTS pot, Oak Grigsby switch. This is kind of the way the old Fender custom shop used to tape up the wires. I was trying to do this kind of as vintagey as possible. I did tell Matt, and Matt's probably going to ask Jim, wouldn't it be cool if we had a baby little Coors can sticker to put on the capacitor right here? I thought it would be pretty
Like
cool.
made in California.
Yeah. Colorado.
What did I just read something, I think.
You said California.
I
yeah.
did. I like realized I said it too. Sorry.
So anyway, I think it's really cool. These are going to be really neat. The only modern thing we did is I put this tone knob works on the bridge pickup because that just is a dumb mod not to do. So we ended up doing that, but it's the single ply one. And then we have a cream, like a parchment cream one down there that's going to go on a Sunburst guitar. And we have a white one that's going to go on a Sunburst guitar. And then this one's going to be on like a Mary Kay white kind of deal. So anyway, pretty cool. You can order those pick guards at Dylan Talks Tone right now, and I'll make you one just like that. Just put a note in there. Just be like, I want a Jimmy pick guard, and I will make you one just like that.
So we got some mail addressed to Dylan Talks Tone. But the letter inside, so obviously I already opened this, y'all. Or actually, you already opened it. But the letter inside was to me. Actually, maybe it was to you, but it was about me.
Yeah.
I think it does say, hey, Dylan.
Yes, it might, yeah.
But I got, because he said give it to me.
Right.
This bag full of various feathers.
Yeah, they're parrot feathers.
Really interesting. I don't know where those, oh, there they are. Oh, no, that's not them. I don't know what I did with them. There is a pair of earrings in here that I must
Made
have
from feathers. Oh, they're right here. They're right here.
Yes,
They're right
I thought
there.
I put them where I could grab them. Yeah, and so then there are some already finished earrings here. So thanks to Sean Murphy. I don't know who Sean Murphy is. I don't know if you're in the comments with like a different name. But thank you very much, Sean. I already have an idea of what I would like to do and create.
Oh, with the feathers. You're going to do something with them.
So whenever I do that,
you'll share it.
If it's successful, I'll show you.
If you try to pull the idea off that you intend and you pull it off.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Oh,
that's pretty
goodness.
awesome.
All right. So we have lots of
questions and comments and such.
of talking. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's see. And then I have some broken up comments. Those are really hard for me if they like go across.
To try to keep track of them all.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a subject in mind tonight because I knew that this was just going to be kind of a free-for-all hanging out, more of an appreciation to everybody. We hit 80,000 subscribers today.
That's what I wanted you to talk about because I want you to talk about the weirdness of that, like throughout the day.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's 80,000 subscribers right now.
So it's like milestone hit, not hit. Hit again, not hit. Now, we're not there.
Oh, we are now. Oh. We weren't 2 minutes ago, but now we are again. So here's the deal. apparently a bunch of people unsubscribed today too. So it's like you hit 80,000 and then it goes down 3 and then it goes up 4 and then it goes down 2 and then it goes up 3 and then like so it's like constantly back and forth, which I don't care. I don't normally watch it that much, but it's fun to get the screenshot when it's an even number like that.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the 80,000 today. So, and I think I said something on my other channel the other day in my little daily vloggy diary thing. Or maybe I said it in the news yesterday. I think I said it in the news yesterday that is not, I always want to grow and I have a goal, I want to have 100,000 subscribers at some point in the future. But 80,000 people is a fairly good-sized city worth of people. And I'm really grateful for everybody especially because the community this is so fun.
So we got a super chat from Doc Siltonen. He said, congratulations to you for 80,000 subscribers. What's in the glass tonight to celebrate?
Oh, it's this Nelson Brothers from Tennessee.
I'm really surprised you like that so much.
I do, because I don't normally like this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I get nervous. So we were at a brewery that had like a store next to it. And you just took the advice from the person working there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you came back and told me that, I was like, great. But I'm glad you like it.
Well, I told her what I didn't like.
Yeah, but some people aren't good at that.
Yeah, it's true.
And Rick Bonneville is here, and he said he does not see where you sent him a message.
Oh, well, that's not... I sent it on Facebook, and I sent it on Instagram. And I don't know if you have two different profiles on Instagram, but I sent you a very important message on Facebook Messenger, and you need that. Otherwise, we can't do this.
Oh, because he can't get on.
Correct. So... that's why I have my phone here, because if he messages me back and it works, then we'll do it. But I don't, Yes.
Okay. Oh. Hang on. I'm not ready either. Another super chat from Tony Leonardi. Thank you for the super chat.
Thanks, man.
That's all it says. I don't know if you had a comment to go with that. I did grab some comments. I don't know if his was one of them. If it is, I will say it first when I get to that screen. It is on a different
tab for you.
Tab, yeah. Let's see.
Well, you're compiling a couple of things.
I'm ready. Mm-hmm.
I was looking today at analytics from the last 365 days, which basically gives us this year. I can't see 2022 by itself on my phone, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top 5 videos this year.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, episode 10, 250k pots versus 500k pots, is not even in the top 10
That's
anymore.
like first time ever.
It's first time ever. Usually that video is always in the top 5. Number 5 is how to properly store your guitar, which is I did that in the old house.
Was that with the humidifier or dehumidifier?
The humidifier
things?
and the hanger in the living room and all that. So maybe we need to redo that video, because that's been years. Like, I don't even have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good one to think about. And then the new 250k pots versus 500k pots that we just put out a couple of months ago with the white Telecaster Deluxe that I bought this year from.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And then in number 3, how to polish frets with the Lizard Spit polishing kit. Number 2 was the reaction video to Jim Lill's video when he put the strings across between the two tables.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it has 91,000 views.
Huh.
And then 95,600 views this year. Number 1 video on our channel is the Fender Player Series Strat versus the Silver Sky SE. Which makes a lot of sense, because if you watch our other video, And actually, I put the links in the description of this video to all the stuff from the top guitars of 2022 and top amps and top everything. And the PRS Silver Sky SE was that guitar.
Interesting.
So yeah, super the most popular thing, which is really, it's really cool.
All right, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Let's dive in. Sean McMillan, he's been getting some help in the chat, but he says, what is a scalloped neck? Any advantages?
Yeah, so yeah, so I guess we're gonna have to figure out the wine thing. Yeah, because you can't see the message, and it would be probably too disruptive to try to fix this now. Okay, so scalloped frets are.
Should fix that before you delete something.
Thank you. Scalloped frets are where they take. Here, let me grab a guitar because it's kind of hard to explain. It's not hard to explain, but it'd be easier to visualize.
Visualize.
Yeah. Let's use this one because you can see it better. Typically, they scallop the top frets. So if you look at a Ibanez Gem, like a Steve Vai guitar, Yngwie does all of his frets. But basically what it is, you know, this is a flat board. It's radiused, right? But more or less, it's a flat surface from here to here, minus the relief, if you use relief. But what they do is they scoop out underneath in between the frets, so that when you press the string down, your finger actually doesn't touch the fretboard, which it doesn't anyways, but you can push down on it and you can get like a flutter. I mean, I can't even do it. You can almost get like that, but not by bending the string, but by pressing down on the string with varying pressures. So somebody like Yngwie or Steve Vai will use that as like a playing method to be able to stretch the string in a different, straight down instead of up this way, if that makes sense.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
So it's just a preference and probably a feel, right?
Oh, for sure. It really changes the feel of the guitar because then you really have to be conscious of how hard you push on the. You always do, but even more with scallops, you have to be conscious of how hard you press down on the string because you pull the guitar out of tune as you play it if you press down too hard. Which you kind of always do, but that definitely exaggerates that. Yeah.
Cool. Ken Stouffer, thanks you two. Y'all are my top find of 2022. 2 sets of pickups ordered and 4 more projects in the pipe.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Kirkpatrick, which of your pickups would you recommend for a classic rock or metal player?
Probably. Okay, so it depends what classic rock you want. If you want like Jimmy Page, or DAF for sure. If you want like
classic rock metal, like couldn't that be like Metallica now?
Well, I know. Right?
Aren't they old enough to be classic? Rock.
Let's see. Technically, classic rock, you could go all the way back up to like Soundgarden and Nirvana, and
yeah,
right.
Anyway, sorry.
So, but to get it over into the metal side, I would definitely say either our Super 8s or our center punches would both get you into that higher output range without losing the feel and the tone of a low output pickup. Super 8 or center punch.
Let's pop back over here. Super chat from Ison said, thank you for the super chat. Congratulations, Dylan and Leslie. Well deserved, and thanks for what you do. I got my last guitar for 2022, a Silver Sky SE. That makes 9 for this year. I think I need rehab. LOL. Have a great new year.
Something needs rehab. Maybe your checkbook. I think we bought.
Is it cheaper than therapy?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it depends
It's
on
all
the
about
guitar.
well, that's true too.
It depends on the therapist.
That's true.
I would say it might be a break even or a little ahead on the guitar thing. Because this year we bought 12 or 13,
Mm.
I think.
So
Yeah.
what did you recommend pickups? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I did.
Okay.
Center punches
I was
or
not
super
listening
eights.
apparently.
No, that's okay.
TJ Fulton, enjoy listening to your chats. I'm sorry, but I don't think the Texas Toast was number 3. Please tell me again that it was number 3 without the poker face.
I don't know what the poker face means, but the Texas Toast Challenger was in that survey the third most.
And keep in mind, again,
We have a
the
lot of
audience.
crossover audience. Yeah.
And we do share audiences, so
Mm-hmm.
it does make sense to me, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
because you also have a lot of people here who have built guitars and like have a totally different relationship with Texas Toast, so they obviously really care about that.
because that's something that's really important to understand. If you've bought guitars all your life, and I'm not saying you're this person, let's just talk in generalizations about people who complain about how expensive they are, or this one isn't worth that much because it's made in this country, or whatever. The people that go to those Texas Toast classes and learn to play guitars and learn to wind pickups with me never complain about it again in their life because they really understand what goes into a guitar. And so I think that also those people also who consume this content value this content or Matt's content or even like Ben's content from the dude from England with the tattoo on his head, Ben Crow, or anybody like that, you know, even Dan from Guns and Guitars, anybody that works on their own stuff, I think they value a guitar more. And as a result, they value custom stuff too. And so it's serious as a heart attack. Poker face and all or not, I don't know what that part means, but it was the number 3 because all we did was take everything. You know, we do the gear news every. We take the gear news every year from every week, and I took all the gear out of that gear news and put it into the survey. So that's basically how we got to that result.
All right. Super chat from Vinny's World. Thanks for the super chat. He says, congrats on 80K subscribers. Wishing you the best for the new year.
Thanks, Vinny. I appreciate that.
Very nice. So just to confirm...
Missed you on Monday, by the way. I think he had to work.
Kirk, so you gave some suggestions, but Kirk did specify more like Priest and AC/DC. So does your...
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Yes. Okay.
Say it again.
Yes.
What did you recommend?
The center punch pickups and Super 8 pickups. Cool. I definitely lean that direction.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Tony Leonardi. Oh, maybe this was what went with his super chat. I apologize. Could you suggest a reverb pedal that simulates a spring reverb? We're going to throw him up over here because he did give a super chat.
Dang, dude. What do I have over there? I have an Electro Harmonix Canyons over here that has a spring reverb in it that's pretty good, and it's not expensive. It's like $100. There are better ones though, but I don't have one, and I can't think of one off the top of my head. I don't know. That EHX Canyons is a really good one though, because it has a bunch of different stuff in it, and it has a pretty good spring reverb. I'm spoiled because I have a Fender amp, and they have the best spring reverb ever, even in digital form. It's fantastic. So, yeah, get in the comments if you have a good spring reverb that you like that's in pedal form. Help Tony with that, because I admit that I'm at kind of a loss to recommend because I have this guy. and I don't need one. You know what I mean? So it's not one that I seek out, if that makes sense.
All right, Curtis Chavez. I asked at Texas Toast, but ultimate bridge pickup for a one pickup guitar.
Oh, it depends on the guitar. If it's Telly, well, okay. Across the board, a P90. Duh. Like, that's where I'm going, personally.
Every time.
Every time. And because I have two guitars with P90s that are single pickup guitars, and I'm down. I also have the Machine Gun Kelly single pickup Schecter back there with a really high output humbucker in it. That's really good. But that does a thing, and it's really good, but it's not as versatile, in my opinion, as a single coil in the bridge. So I would say either an Esquire style with a Telly bridge pickup or a P90 would be my two first choices, and I'm always going to go with a P90 first. Les Paul Jr. Style is, I have an SG Junior and I have a double cut. Those would be my first choice of guitar to play for any reason at any time.
Before we ask the next question, for anybody who might not be watching the chat, so folks are chiming in to help Tony out, and people are saying Sweetwater has a top 12 spring reverb list. Can't go wrong with Canyon. That's Mr. Goats shared that. John Waller says, I would try the Game Changer audio light pedal. It's amazing for a pedal spring reverb.
Yes.
Jason Albert, JHS pedal called the Spring Tank. Cecil Music, Lee Jackson, Mr. Springy.
That's the one I was trying to think of. I'm sorry to interrupt, but the Mr. Springy is the one I was trying to actually think of.
Rob F says, there's a French pedal company that actually makes a pedal and small spring tanks that will fit on a larger pedal board.
Wow.
Ben Allmark says, get a Catalina Brad spring reverb. Epic.
Those are really good too. And you're all over the budget with those. So a Catalina Brad spring is going to be more expensive. A Mr. Springy is going to be more expensive. The JHS one is going to be medium-ish. And the EHX one is going to be probably the lowest price one there. But I would say that any of those that they mentioned are a you get what you pay for situation. Get kind of the best one you can and maybe watch a couple of videos. That Mr. Springy is really good. That's the one I was trying to think of. Because it's not that I don't know, it's that I have not up until lately, and I'm really trying to change this for the sake of the channel, for the sake of my own personal learning so that I can answer these questions, and for the fun of doing it, exploring more of these pedals and getting more familiar with them. I know them because I watch all the rig rundowns and I watch all of the pedal show episodes, so I know them, but I don't always log the information in a way that I can retain it again because there's just so much stuff out there. But I'm trying to change that to where I can be more informed about it because I'm not a pedal guy, but I want to be.
Octopus Ears. Does anyone make a good 54 Strat pickup clone?
So our Classic 5s are really good for a 54 Strat pickup, but they do not have staggered pull pieces in them because for most modern, unless you have a 7 1/4 fretboard radius, you don't need staggered pull pieces. And if you're using modern strings, you don't need staggered pull pieces. That is an archaic design, but I can get you that sound. That's what's in these pick cards. I can get you that sound, but they will not have staggered pull pieces because it's pointless in 2022 for most people.
Thomas Mannix wants to know, what's your EDC today? I can't carry knives anymore.
My EDC today, so I actually changed it up because I have to have something to fiddle with, right?
And you that one, yeah.
And somebody in the comments said a couple times, people have said that your knife clicking in videos is really super annoying.
Oh, because it's loud.
Because it's loud. I get it. I feel you. So today it's a slip joint. And this is a Benchmade Weekender slip joint. So it has a clip point on this side, S30V steel, and then it has a pen blade on the other side, which isn't very fidgety, right? And I like to have a little fidgety. But what is fidgety is the bottle opener that comes out the other side. So I'll sit here with the bottle opener and I'll flick the bottle opener with my thumb. And it's just, I'm really trying to get to the bottom of biting my nails. And it's been a lifelong endeavor. And so having something in my hand to fidget is important. I have a bunch more EDC stuff on me, but that's the knife.
T-Bone. Hi, guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Dylan, will PRS come out with a maple neck version of the Silver Sky SE?
I would imagine that would probably be in the pipeline because I think a lot of people really want it. I would imagine that's a thing.
Yeah, but we can't know what PRS is.
Yeah, we cannot speculate. Yeah.
Super chat from Van Shake Guitars. Thank you for the super chat. Dylan, I tagged you in a messenger chat with Rick B.
Okay, thank you.
You're trying to get connected.
Okay, thank you.
You can like copy and paste something.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this to work.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Ivan. Sir Sneaker Pimp. Congrats on 80K. Why do you like the / Les Paul? Considering there are so many to choose from, the reason I'm curious is because you can put your pickups in any of them to heat it up to your taste.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly why. Well, there's a couple of reasons why. Well, you tell them your contribution to the idea, the reason why.
I don't know if I have a reason why, except we were in Sweetwater looking at guitars. And when he's saying, I think I would like a Les Paul, I want to look at these. And I was like, Slash has one right here. I like Slash. I think November Rain is probably my all-time favorite song. It's really strange, I know, but that's probably my all-time favorite song. And I got my Slash t-shirt. We talked about that last week. But anyway, no, I don't know why you like it or why it's different, but.
So if I could have any Les Paul ever, it would be a 57 Gold Top. But I'm not a big 50s Les Paul fan because I don't like the neck. And the Slash Les Paul has a slimmer neck too. And for the reasons she said, because she thinks it's cool, I think it's cool. I also really like Slash. Yes, I can put my pickups in anything. I also think that guitar is very pretty. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't have a reason to not like it. Yeah, I just think it's really cool. And it has a combination of features that I like as far as the tuners and the colors. No pick guard from the factory, so there's no hole in the binding. And the neck shape. I like the neck shape.
Blue Ocean says, hi, question for both. As a married couple, what would you agree is the maximum percentage of the income that is okay to be spent on collecting guitars? I want to make my wife happy, but also love guitars.
So we're in a different situation than most people because this is my job. So if you work in construction, you're buying a new hammer, you're buying a new saw, you're buying a new table saw, you're buying something for your work truck, you're writing it off, you're doing all that stuff. I'm buying a guitar, I'm buying an amp, I'm buying a pedal, a camera. You know, so it's different for us.
Yeah, it's not a part of household income because it is business related. I mean, you do have some personal guitars too.
I do. And we do talk about those.
And I think, too, I don't know that there's like a magic number because it depends on what your goals are.
Right.
I mean, if If everything's paid for and you're just doing whatever, like that could be different. As long as, I mean, maybe you're sharing some kind of disposable income, but I don't think there's a magic number for sure because everybody's in a different place on a different journey with different goals. But obviously he's saying he wants to, what did he say? Collect guitars, which means maybe he wants some higher dollar things.
Well, I do too.
Wise, but then they are also assets if you're smart. So,
well, but those are the ones we actually have conversations about.
Yeah.
I order guitars all the time. And I don't tell her. I order guitars and we do videos about them, and you guys buy them when I'm done. And those guitars, because they don't impact us, because they kind of come and go. But when I bought, the PRS Fiore is a good example. Because that guitar didn't have any relation to any video or anything. And so she asked me, that's the only question she'll ever ask is like, if you're going to spend this money, how is it going to contribute to, this whole machine? And, what's the content that's going to come from it? Is it going to be effective? It doesn't necessarily have to pay for itself, but will it contribute to the content? And that guitar was a tough one because I've not modded it. It doesn't have my pickups in it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't use it to make money. I just really wanted it. That being said, both PRSs I've not modded.
Mm-hmm.
They are the most expensive electric guitars I have.
Mm-hmm.
But those two guitars also got me noticed by PRS.
Yeah, you've built some relationships.
And I've built some relationships because I use those video guitars in videos, and now like PRS just, they email me randomly and be like, hey, I'm watching your videos. Do you want to try a pedal? So it's not that it didn't do anything, and in the long term it's cool, but those ones we kind of have to talk about every once in a while.
And also, I just want to clarify that I don't have like a barrage of questions when you want to purchase something. It is more, so my approach to life is I probably will ask and over ask questions, but I just want to know that you thought about it. I don't even care what the answer is.
Right.
But did you think about all the things?
Yeah.
I do that with my kids.
Yeah. She's never asking me, why do you need that? It's never like that. It's always like you're going to spend this on this. Okay. Did you think about this, this, and this? And I'm like, yes.
It usually comes up in I think I want this, but I'm not sure.
Usually.
So then I'm like, well, where were you at? And if you're like 100% confident, like, I really want this, I'm like, well, why don't you get it then?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. And that's the other reason why I want the Slash Les Paul is because, for example, I have not bought that guitar yet. It's $3,200. It's not cheap. But the reason I do want it is because we just came out with a Thruxton Alnico 2 humbucker, and Slash uses Alnico 2 pickups, and so it would be fun to do that comparison. Plus, I've always wanted a Les Paul. You can make a bunch of excuses to buy it then and be like, okay, this will make some great videos, and I'll also go and look through the analytics on YouTube and be like, this is what people are searching for right now. And guess what? They're searching for Les Paul stuff. So I'm actually, and I didn't tell you this today, but I'll tell you, I'm actually going to buy 2 Les Pauls. I'm going to buy a Slash Gibson for me, and I'm also going to buy an Epiphone, and one of you can buy this when I'm done. So this is what I'm telling you. It's going to be my next artist making guitar. We're going to buy an Epiphone Lemon Burst Les Paul, and we're going to do a Jimmy Page Les Paul with it. And I'm going to call Jimmy Soldo from Jersey Shore Guitar Garage and get a 21 switching thing from him, and we're going to put DAFs in it, and we're going to make it into like a Jimmy Page guitar. And then when I get done with that one of you guys can buy it. So it just so happens that Sweetwater is back ordered on them right now, so I can't buy it. But I tried to order one today.
Okay, I have a confession.
Okay, what?
I know. I didn't know what the name of the new pickup was.
Oh.
So somebody earlier, I think, had a question that I cannot find related to a Thruxton pickup, but I thought you were just talking about something else.
Oh.
So if you had a question about a pickup he makes, please ask again, because I totally overlooked it, because when you just said it, I was like, That's what you named the pickup?
It's the
and then
new
I was
hotness.
like, wait, I saw
You knew
something
that,
about.
but we talked about it during the week when work was going on, and yeah, so.
Yeah, if
I
you
told
talk to me when I'm working, I probably don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My brain is in a different place.
I named it. I did tell you though, because
Yeah, tell me again.
I
Why is
named
it
it
named Thruxton?
I named it the Thruxton because Thruxton is a racetrack in England. Slash is from England. A lot of people don't realize
We
that.
did not talk about this.
But he's from England. He was born in England.
Okay.
Did you know he shoplifted that hat out of a store?
You did. I did know that.
Okay. He's from England. And of course, he moved to LA when he was young, but he's from there. So I was like, well, a British. I want it. We use racing nomenclature and engine nomenclature and stuff in all of our pickup naming. So Thruxton is cool. Plus, it's El Nico 2, and that is also a 2-cylinder bike made by Triumph. Like, there was a whole bunch of kind of connections to it. So that's why it's called the Thruxton Humbucker. And it really did come from Slash. Like, that November Burst guitar really did inspire that pickup for me. Like, the whole Slash thing.
You must have told that story to somebody else. I would have remembered that. And I did not know that.
Maybe.
Because that is cool.
Yeah. No, it's I try to think of it. You know, think
Put
through
some thought.
stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh. Curtis Chavez. PRS one with Dylan P90.
If you have a PRS with P90s in it, it will sound better with my P90s in it. PRS's P90s are a little sterile sounding in my opinion. But if you like them, don't change them just because I said that. But I think ours are better.
All right. Paul Needs. He said it was me. The question was, should I buy a set and somehow didn't like them? Could I return and swap them for a set of DAFs if I paid for return postage to me?
I will say yes.
Because you're going to love them.
Because I've never had to do that.
Yeah. I was just thinking, we don't take returns.
We don't take returns.
We just don't get returns.
And I'm reluctant to say it out loud on a YouTube video, but I will, and don't.
Long pause.
I don't like to do it. And I don't like to set the precedent. However, in 10 years, no one, not one person, has ever returned a pickup because they didn't like how it sounded. Mm-hmm. Not one. So I am confident that you will like it. If you ask the right questions, yes. And we understand the kind of music that you play. It's like the guy earlier. If he would have told me AC/DC, I would have told him Center Punch. No questions asked. Yeah. If he would have told me classic rock like Mountain, I would have told him a P90. If he would have said Jimmy Page and true vintagey classic rock, I would have said DAF. But what he really meant was Judas Priest. We're going Center Punch to Super 8. And honestly, I would lean more on the Super 8 because it's gnarly. And so that's why I'm confident in that. We're starting to really kind of get some... It's hard, right? Because one of my things was like, I'm always just going to make a pickup that just does everything. But I want more stuff in the lineup, but it does make it more confusing. And so we probably should...
Have better descriptions.
Yes.
So, Paul, you... he just made my point, by the way. That was what that moment was. So, Paul, why do you want them?
Yes.
What are you trying to accomplish? And he can make sure you purchase the right product.
Yes.
Period.
And if you put that in this discussion right now, we'll talk about that and flush that out.
Yeah.
Because he is in England, and that would suck.
Yes. Even waiting and
Yeah.
just a hassle. All right. Brad, Guitar Man in Texas, says, what does the honey get to buy? I guess that's me if
I
you're
guess that
buying
would be
guitars. But again, it's not the same. We're talking business versus personal.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
I have
Because I don't buy guitars for fun usually.
I don't have collectible things. I don't collect any. I do not like junk. I do not.
Mm-mm.
I don't want no knickknacks. I don't want anything that can create clutter.
If she's gonna do anything random, it's gonna be we're going to Florida for the weekend.
Yeah, mine is experiences. So that I love to travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like, we're gonna go to the beach this weekend.
Yeah. In fact, we were gonna go to the beach this weekend, but the rain. That is a great example. Like, she told me randomly we're going grocery shopping, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, if the weather's good this weekend, I want to go out of town for New Year's Eve, and I want to go to the beach because we kind of have a on the beach for New Year's Eve tradition that we've done for many years." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we don't really do that." So she was going to schedule it and do it randomly and not even tell me about it probably or until the last minute. But the weather was bad, so so that's the kind of thing that you'll do.
That is true. I was literally sitting here thinking, like, wait, what do I spend my money on? But you're probably right.
It's traveling stuff. Mm-hmm. And experimenting. You do a lot of, like...
I really like wellness things, so
yeah.
I will experiment with various health things and fun food. Will also, if we're traveling, we will eat good vegan food.
Yes.
I will be willing to pay for that all the time.
Yep.
So just different. I like experiences though, and I like to document said experiences.
Yep. And taking the kids to do stuff because our kids are grown now. So if they ever call and be like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" We will do what we can to hang out with
Doc
them.
Siltonen says, Paul needs, I'm sure you will love them, but if you don't, I will take them. No questions asked, including the shipping.
Dang! Right on.
That is like a seal of approval. Can we get do you have like a stamp with your signature on it, Doc? We'll be like, Don approved.
I'm trying to think of who has a set of those now. Vinny has the first set. I'm gonna tell you something. Vinny's World, he's in Hong Kong. The day of the video when we released those, he ordered them. So I just took the prototype ones out of the Somnium and sent them to him. So he has the very first. I don't even have any right now. I can just make some more, but he has the very first set that we made. And then somebody ordered some yesterday. Well, we sold a bunch of them actually, and then somebody ordered some yesterday. They're going really good. It's kind of the other reason why I want to buy a Les Paul, because I don't have anything to put something in. You know, I'm just gonna order that guitar. I'm just gonna order it.
This is how we have discussions. Mm-hmm. Thanks for being a part of our discussion today. All right, I just want to make sure. I feel like I had to scroll back and around a few times. So, all right, here we go. First off, I want to find this one comment. Okay, Josh M says he's a few minutes behind, but he mentioned the Thruxton set too. He said, I think you will like what I do with the Thruxton set I bought earlier this week.
Oh, awesome.
So maybe I did see it a couple times and I was like, wait,
I'm excited
that's yours?
about that. So let me tell you guys, there's a couple things I'm working on. One is, it would be awesome if you all became part of the Dylan Talks Tone Insiders group on Facebook. You know, it's not paid or anything. It's just a group. And post, like when you all order pickups and you put them in guitars, post pictures, post videos over there. I want to see it. Because that's the one bad thing about what we do, right? Like, we don't get... I just
see that joy.
Yeah, I don't get to see it. Like, I know that we make people smile. That's the whole goal of my entire job, is to make people smile.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right, let's hang on really quick. All right, so we should not hear him or anything. And what we'll do is we just bring him in.
So
when
let
it's
him know.
time.
Does he know that's the expectation?
Yes, I sent him a message. So
awesome. So we are doing a wine tasting.
We are doing a wine tasting in a few minutes. So here's the thing about it is, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying just now. Anyway.
Okay, moving on. Charles Wallace, I have a clear DAF that was returned, but that was because you signed it, and it didn't last long before I bought it.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
I don't remember that. Do you remember?
Yeah. The reason... That was not because they didn't like it, though.
Oh.
That was me being cool. That was me being... I do remember. I could have been...
I do remember
a jerk about that, and that was me being a cool guy. Yeah.
Curtis Chavez, Dylan, opinion on Ronan foil bucker?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Doc Siltonen just said, new t-shirt idea? Doc approved. It's going to be a new little segue.
Right.
Scott Dreyfus says, how's your P90 versus a Fat Cat Duncan?
P90 versus... Oh, way better. So here's the thing about a Fat Cat. Fat Cats are... They're sort of like a KLR 650 motorcycle. They you can ride it and it is a motorcycle and it will go anywhere and it will be cool, but it never actually is really good at any one thing. That's what Fat Cats are like. Our P90 is the best vintage style 10,000 wine Alnico 5 55 Gibson proper sound there ever was. It's the one pickup I brag about. It is the best P90. And the Fat Cat thing is just kind of it's just mediocre at everything. Personally, I don't like them at all. I used to have a set of those in something, and I think I took them out and put humbuckers in it. I just didn't like them.
All right, Paul Need said, I loved the demo, allowing for guitar and amp, but yeah, one man's PAF definition may be different to another, but I suspect the Alnico 2 will give the sweet, clean, and sufficient dirt.
Yes, that's exactly what it will do. Yes, you're right, and that is correct, and I think you'll be okay. I think a regular DAF will be fine too, but the Alnico 2 one, the Thruxton, is a little different in how it hits the amp, and I think you'll like it. The clarity is different. It's actually my new favorite humbucker. I really do like it.
All right. Jason Albert said, I really enjoyed your pedal review of the Maestro pedals. It was different than the other pedal reviews.
Thank you. We have another one coming because they're sending me 5 more.
Doc Siltonen says, hopefully the $400 build contest is at the end of that week on August 12th. That would be really cool. Agreed,
because if it is, we're going to stay for it.
Bet if Dylan grew out his hair and got a top hat, he'd look like Slash. What do you think? The funny thing is his hair is curly, so we don't know what it would look like long.
That's true, yeah.
I don't think it would look like Slash, though. Mm-mm. I think we would know that already.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Needs, Dylan, when you say high output, is that current or voltage?
Voltage.
All right. It's Victoria G. Are you picky about weight when you're looking for your Slash Gibson? I'm a weight weenie myself.
So, I want the lightest guitar possible. So, like, if I go to Sweetwater, my first priority, when they have them, like in the 4 of them or 5 of them that are available, I want the lightest one. Except, and I'm going to look tonight, because I might order it tonight, except that right now at Sweetwater, I don't even want to say it.
Here's what I found.
Because I don't even want to say it. There's one where the bear claws in the finish, or the top, are backwards from everything else. And I think it's cool, and I kind of want that one.
All right, so it is 9 o'clock, but we're going to do 4 more people that had the question marks in there, and
Okay.
they've been waiting. So,
All right.
Robert Hastings, Dylan, you just hit on what I was going to ask. You do an excellent job of identifying your customers' expectations.
Thanks, man.
John OJF, what guitar polish to get the cruddy gradu out of the instrument, and will it work on steel pan acoustic chrome finish?
Okay, so that's 2 different products. Lizard Spit Guitar Products. They are at Sweetwater. There is a link in the description to Sweetwater. Use my link. It helps the channel out a little bit. Search up Lizard Spit, and he has a cleaner that he uses for like cymbals and stuff. It's a polish, and it works awesome on metal stuff. And then he has 2 different polishes. One that's carnauba based with no silicone in it. That's the thing about guitar polish you got to get right. No silicone. Carnauba based for like your urethanes and stuff. And then there's one that he has strictly for nitrocellulose that will actually polish it without causing buildup. So he has a few different products, but it covers all of them specifically. Instead of having one for everything, I think it's better, actually.
Fat Philosopher, I would like to know Dylan's thoughts on Glenn Fricker's latest pickup shootout video released yesterday.
I did not see it. I did hear about it, but I did not see it.
Gary Simmons, Tele Parts Caster build question. The neck has radiused corners, but the neck pocket is square. Otherwise, tight fit. Is that small gap in the corners an issue?
I mean, I would make it fit as good as possible. Yeah.
All right. So apparently we're transitioning. Let people know we're transitioning. Probably need to figure out this. And I'm going to go get the stuff we didn't bring in because we weren't sure if we were doing it.
Okay.
I will be back.
Very cool. So the way this works is we go off topic after 9 o'clock on Thursdays now. It's just kind of a thing we've been doing. It's been really fun. And you can still ask a guitar question, but after 9 o'clock, it has to be in a super chat. If it is not in a super chat, we're not talking about guitar stuff anymore. So that's what we're doing. And we're supposed to be having a guest, actually, in a few minutes. But I do not see him in front of his camera. So we will wait until he is there. So yeah. Your question had question marks. Yeah. We don't always get to see them all because there is always a lot of them, and we try to do what we can to catch as many as possible. Leslie's actually going to open a bottle of wine.
No, she's not.
You're not?
She tried.
Did you screw it up?
No, not yet, but I'm bringing it to you.
Okay.
I brought this as backup. But here's this if you want it.
Let me see if this thing will do
All right.
what it's supposed to do.
I wonder if they couldn't hear, or I feel like there's a lot of action happening over there. Oh, magic. How about that? Do you want to just pour it? We don't have a lot of room.
Yeah. That would be great. Looks like we have a super chat too.
Don't spill it.
Riveting television this is.
All right, so show them what they're...
you got a super chat there. Let's do that. Let me get this on.
Yeah, show them what they're supposed to have, though, if they're participating. Nobody's there yet.
Rick, we are ready for you whenever you are Whenever
He's just
you
put
are.
headphones on, so
Okay,
maybe you
cool.
say it now. Paul needs a
Rick,
thank
we're
you
ready.
for the super chat. If you correct that neck, check bridge position is okay. If you correct that neck, check the bridge position is okay.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Sorry, Paul. Can you clarify?
Yeah, can you clarify that, Paul? That would be a good thing to know because I don't know what that means. Thank you for the super chat. Don't want you to waste it.
All right. Here we go. You want to see if he's ready?
So here's what we're doing. A couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, we were talking in the off-topic hour at Dylan Talks at this little thing that we do on Thursday nights.
Like right
now, about wine and about how you wanted to know more about wine. I'm more of a Scotch person.
I don't know that I wanted to know more, but people always ask me, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, because
he offered.
Yes. So apparently, Rick knows some things about some wine. So we're going to bring him in as a guest, and he is going to talk to us about...
And we haven't had guests on.
We have not had guests. So this is sort of an
segment.
experiment. Yeah, this is sort of an experiment. He suggested to us that we buy this Rodney Strong's Cabernet and that we would chat about it a little bit. So I am going to bring him on, and we are going to just dive in, and he is going to tell us. We'll take a few minutes to do this, and then we'll talk about some other stuff too.
It's fine.
I don't want to take all night talking about wine, but I thought this would be kind of fun to do. So let's add him.
Dave.
Here. Hey, Rick, how are you, sir?
Well, I hope I'm cool enough.
You're pretty cool, man.
Last week, Dylan's going, oh, I hope he's cool. It's like I'm going, oh, no.
No, you're fine. So, talk to us about this wine, sir.
Well, it's like, I think it's more about developing a palate, like over like the last, 25 years, I've worked at a place called High Steakhouse of Canada, which would be kind of like Morton's or Ruth Chris's. Are you familiar with those restaurants?
Mm-hmm.
So along that same line. So I've had a lot of chance to sample a lot of wines and, really develop the palate, So, and this one I just happened to pick out of the hat. One of the reasons why Rodney Strong was one of the people in the 70s that really got the Californian wine into the world market. I mean, he was one of the progenitors of that. But as we're talking, there's so many other places within the United States that have great wine. You can go to Washington State. They have 14 federally acclaimed vineyards, in Oregon along the PCH. I mean, that's just perfect for Pinot Noir. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can develop. And the nice thing about, the net, you can check out everything, right? You can research every kind of wine that you want even before you buy it. I was going to just start off really basically and open a bottle of wine and show everybody how to properly do it. But you guys have you started and you used the cheater one,
Yep.
So.
Yep.
So, anyways, I just wonder how many people actually are actually opening a bottle of wine or are actually drinking. That would be good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because we told people about this. So if you have got a bottle of wine tonight, please say so in the comments. Put exclamation points in front of your response so we can see them over here. I know Don got some.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a few people that got some. So if you did, go ahead.
And then I think a lot of other people were just like, well, I'm curious to hear what.
Yeah, curious. This is interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't drink, that's fine too. And if you just have water, whatever, that's cool. We're just literally, this was one of the things we wanted to do tonight. So.
Actually, we had talked about this a month ago, not a couple weeks ago, but months. I'd mentioned it. Something I really enjoy. Now, obviously, we're going to look at the top of the bottle. We're checking for anything that's leaking or has any air gotten in. Okay, and then I don't know if I can get the angle on it. So we're going to take the corkscrew. Okay.
Yep.
This is my weapon of mass destruction. I have two of them here, one just in case. Dylan, that was a joke. You're supposed to laugh. I guess not. Okay.
I'm paying attention. I'm in learning mode right now.
Wow. Okay. So take the screw. You sort of have to sort of get it in the middle and invert it, right? A little, and just get it in there and get it down to like the like second little coil.
Yep.
I really like this type of wine opener because you get there's a cantilever on it, right?
Yep.
So it actually makes it a lot easier to open wines. And then just get in there. Always make sure the bottle is facing your guest. I taught lots of people how to open wines. Always have when you're opening a bottle of wine, always have something in case you get a little bit of spillage at all.
Mm.
So then we look at the cork. Cork looks good. I don't know if you can see that. Everything's inverted, so it's like
Yeah.
that must drive you nuts. Okay, so you look at it. Okay, we're gonna pour it,
in the glass,
and we're gonna check it. Okay, whoops. See, I'm standing up when I'm doing this, so there's not any of this nice little spillage. Can I get something to wipe, please? Just give me 1 second. Sorry for. Okay, the dish rag works just good. Okay, and we're going to check out the condition. We're going to look at it, the color. Okay, we're going to check out the nose. Dylan, have you been drinking scotch?
Yes, I have been.
Okay, so that'll be totally different from what Leslie is experiencing, and everybody's going to have a different opinion, and it's all about your pH, right? Leslie has an advantage on you, not because you're drinking scotch, because most women have a better sense of smell than men. That's definitely a proven fact. Yeah, like let's say you're out all kind of strange with a bunch of women, and you come home, Leslie knows, guaranteed. And we look, it smells pretty good. I don't know. I like cabs. They're big. You should be eating with it though. It's not really something that you would be drinking by yourself. Just by itself.
Right.
A good example. My daughter and my son-in-law, they love cabs. We had a nice big bottle of Frey Brothers Cabernet Sauvignon for on Boxing Day, and we had like this massive chili with no meat in it, by the way, because I don't believe you should put meat in chili ever. And it was, so we're like kindred spirits, trust me. Yeah. So again, it's all about trying different things, and the nice thing about in the United States of America that we don't have here in Canada. In Canada, is ruled by by the government, by the provincial government, right? Each provincial government has their own liquor commission, and it's like, so whatever they bring in is what you can buy. Whereas
different states are like that. Oh, maybe not for wine.
Yeah, we have depends. For liquor, we have different states like that. Michigan, for example, is like that. They have like a master list, and if you're not on it, your liquor cannot be sold there. Yeah.
Right. But as far as I remember being in Oregon, driving up the PCH, going into a Piggly Wiggly, and I saw the most massive wine collection in my life. I just went, what? And it's Piggly Wiggly. I mean, that's like, that is insane. That's great though. So I don't know what it's like in Georgia. I'm sure you
as
bought
long
that
as
on
you
sale,
buy it
right?
before 7:00 and not on Sunday mornings.
Really? Yeah. Well, It's like every state's a little different, right?
So what are we supposed to be tasting or smelling or whatever?
It's going to depend on you, right?
Okay.
Everybody's different. The pH is different.
How long do you let wine rest before you drink it? Like you pour it?
Well, that's going to depend on the wine, right? Something that's super young, that's really young, that's not as consistent. Like this is a very consistent wine. You might want to decant even, just have a decant and sit out for a half an hour or so. It would all depend on the wine. Cool. There's so many, like we could have many discussions about a lot of things.
Okay.
Not that we could cover in 15 minutes, but hey, it's just the enjoyment of wine. It's a great thing. It's nice to see Leslie having a glass there while you're having a scotch.
Oh,
The
he's got
thing
Oh
one
is,
no,
too.
I got a glass too.
yeah, yeah, but your palate is wrecked. You've already been
Oh,
drinking
I know.
scotch, right? So I
I know.
mean,
Yep.
so I have no idea what you'd be tasting. It would be different from what I would be tasting for sure.
That would make sense.
A
All right.
100%.
Well, when I want you to taste it and you tell me what you taste, and then I want to make a comparison. How about that?
We could do that. I'll try. Give me a sec. Sorry about the bum glasses. I couldn't find the cool ones. Well, it's always like California cabs are big, fruit forward, a lot of cassis all the time.
What does that mean?
Like cassis. Do you know what cassis is?
Nope.
Okay. So it's something that's really prevalent in wines. You'll be tasted that black currant almost. Like for me,
Mm.
okay, for you, okay, right now you're done. You're already drinking something else, but like you'll get that sort of, and it's going to hit, like, depending upon the wine, it's going to hit your palate differently, right?
Yeah.
Like a Merlot is going to be a lot smoother. It's going to hit your senses in your mouth differently than what a cab will be. Cab will be usually big, like huge.
I like how this is really fruit forward and it's really dry, and I really like that.
That's the idea. I mean,
I like how dry it is for sure.
It's not Manischewitz.
And no, I like this a lot.
There's like there's applications, but you can go around the world. One thing that's really good, and I don't know, depending upon California gets a good run for their money from Australian wines. They have some of the best growing conditions for, like, in the McLaren Valley. Like, you'll just try some really, really wonderful wines. Myself, Washington State. Anything from Washington, I've never had a bad wine from Washington State.
That's good to know.
Just a right growing season. The amount of time. It's all about the grapes, obviously, but it's also about the terroir, which is the ground it's grown on. It's all about the climate, and the growing season. So that comes into fact, and also the vintner, like running strong. The reason why I picked this one, it's really consistent. The yields are super high. The vintner makes sure that everything will taste relatively the same, from vintage to vintage. Like they don't vary,
Gotcha. Well, cool, man. Thanks for coming in and spending a couple of minutes with us and I learned a new thing.
Sorry, I couldn't get more in, right? I couldn't actually help you more. It's just hard to say it again. With in relation to if anybody really wants to learn more about things, the International Sommelier Guild, you can take the courses, right?
Oh yeah.
Mind you, that's really expensive. This is the most expensive thing that you can possibly do. Wouldn't you rather spend a couple $100 and buy a guitar? I don't know about you. Because that lasts a heck of a lot longer.
Yeah.
There's also I want to bring this to your attention.
Yep.
Here's the most expensive thing you'll ever drink, right here.
What is it?
Hold it up.
Hold it up higher.
Oh, sorry. That's Remy Martin, Louis XIII.
Ooh.
This is an extremely it's good cognac. Whether I'd say it's worth the money, I don't know. Mind you, this is a really nice Baccarat crystal bottle, and you can actually buy this bottle by itself from Remy Martin for about $600 or $700. Like,
don't drop it.
Yeah.
I need to get some cognac. I want to try cognac. That's a thing I want to do. I have not done that. That's bourbons, scotches, and whiskeys. Obviously, I spend a lot of time there.
And that's all made from grapes, right?
Yep.
Remy Martin, very standard old pale, like VSOP. Just go right to it. There's different grades of cognac. There's more expensive cognac. That's going to be the most common. That's the one that you'll see all the rock stars drinking. So that's one you should be drinking, right?
Well, I guess that we should be drinking that.
Because we're rock
I'm
stars.
gonna order a slash guitar and get some cognac and drink like a rock star. Apparently, party like
Maybe
a rock star. I knew you were going there.
maybe you'll start biting the heads off of doves. I don't know. Who knows?
No, I don't rock.
it.
I don't rock that hard.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't rock.
One thing I'm going to end off with. Okay, beware of wines that have a really fancy label.
Okay.
Like the really cool artwork. Like you look at this wine, man. It looks fabulous, right? They're probably making up for the fact that maybe it's not so good. It's kind of like the guy that wants the Porsche 911. I don't know. Maybe he's making up for something. Something to
What's he
sort
trying
of,
to
Compensation.
I don't know. Compensation. I mean, definitely. I've seen a lot of very cool labels, and you go like, wow, that's gonna be great. And you try the wine, and it's shiitake. Get it?
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, excellent.
Well, thanks, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. We have to get together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice
definitely.
to chat with you in person, Rick.
And
Sounds good.
We will drink some wine and get super hungover, and you'll just hate me the next day.
I don't know about that, but thank you
trust
so
me.
much, man. Been super
Trust
fun.
me. Thank you very much.
Enjoy your night.
Good. Happy New Year to all the Dylanites.
Yeah.
There's like 100 of us, steady 100 people. You have a steady 100 people. Listen, I mean, this is the time to get in on a channel. Hey, go to Philip and Dyke's channel, and what happens? There's like 1,000 people in there, but there's 100 that are solid.
That's true.
Right from the beginning, right? So
Mhm.
I'm happy
That's
to be
true.
part of it. We'll let you go.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Man, okay, so not only is that cool, because I learned a thing or 3 or 5.
Yeah.
But he has a really good point about the whole channel in general. And I have thought about that. Because I watch every once in a while. I don't get to do it very often. But I do watch some Phil McKnight stuff and some of the other bigger channels. And the chat is going so fast that you can't even make sense of it.
Mm.
But there are 100 people that are kind of like
he has
solid.
a base.
Yeah. And I feel like we have that here with you all. I feel like, and I've even heard people say kind of mean things about it, and there's always the same people here every week. Yes, it is. And I appreciate all of you. It's and everybody, and I also appreciate everybody who's in it, because how many people do we have? We have 85 people. First of all, you're here after 9 o'clock when we're just talking about random stuff. I love the fact that is awesome. That it's been like that since we started doing this. And 2, I just really, even for the people that are not commenting, I know that there's a bunch of you who are just lurking around and not saying hello and never comment on any video ever. But you're still here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say thank you to you too, because no, this is fun. I love the community building.
So Timothy Potter asked if my glass had a red stem. So I was holding a glass with a red stem. Technically, my glass has a purple stem. So we have this set of 4 with these colored stems. I really do like them.
So you don't have to put the jewelry on them.
Yeah.
Because it's different.
Yeah. I'm usually just drinking by myself, and I just go through the color of glasses, and then I'm like, oh, I guess I should wash one.
Yeah, because typically she'll pour a glass of wine, and I'll pour a glass of whiskey or bourbon or scotch. Usually bourbon or scotch. What else is going on in the comments over there?
They're just chatting. I think they enjoyed that.
Yeah, he's in Canada, in the middle of above Montana. So the next time we go that direction, I don't know, that part of the world is so big.
It is. That is true.
But no, this is cool.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to mention.
If you have any questions, get it in the comments. Not guitar related. They can't be guitar related unless you use a super chat. But if you have any questions about anything, we might answer it.
Scott Dreyfus says, when you want wine advice, reach out. He made a comment earlier that he would never drink this, that he's a wine snob. So I don't know what that means, but...
He said he would never drink this.
Yeah, so Scott...
He's local to us, right?
He is. Maybe we're not having a beer. Maybe we're going to have some wine.
Maybe we are. Not me. I'm always going to be wanting bourbon or scotch.
So I do want to mention, last hour, if you were here, we showed the new shirt that was available. But that's in Dylan's store.
That one.
Because it is guitar related. But we are relaunching our website probably tomorrow.
Is it?
Unless I think of something I have really overlooked. It's going to launch tomorrow. The first was my goal, so this is a little early.
Okay.
But our website should launch. Rick is in Manitoba.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But our website should launch tomorrow. So it will have the piece we were missing before was as much photography as we have. We did not have an art component. So we are implementing not only a t-shirt, you know, I did the t-shirts before, but we're also pulling it all in. So Dylan will still have his shop, but we're pulling all the other stuff in because I had like Etsy going and we had a website and there was just a lot of disconnect. So we're pulling it all together. And it's just going to be Dylan and Leslie. It's not up yet.
And it's dylanandleslie.com, right?
It is.
So, and just so everybody is really 100% clear on this, dylantalkstone.com is not going anywhere. But that's all the guitar stuff, all the guitar related stuff. The problem is that and it's hard for people to get this sometimes, but I do a lot more than just play guitar and make pickups. I'm a photographer. It is really a passion of mine, and I really like taking photos. And I like shooting video and stuff. And there's a lot of other stuff. I mean, there will be some pretty interesting off-topic short films and other things in the future that you're going to hear about. I just have things up here that need to get out. Creative things that need to get out. I'm not a songwriter. I could play in a band. If somebody else has an idea, I will go and I will play that music and it will be fine and I will be cool. But when it comes to the creative side, it's photography, and it's filmmaking. Those are the things that I'm really, really into. And so, and then Leslie has this art side of her as far as, I mean, t-shirts and all kinds of fun stuff like this. She just designed this t-shirt today. All these various things that we need a place for.
So Dylan Talks Town is its own thing, right?
Yep.
And so he has his t-shirts and he has pickups, obviously the YouTube channel. So Dylan and Leslie, we have a YouTube channel. I killed the website back in the summer, so we're going to have a website again. So then we're going to cover probably what all of you, if you're here for the after hours, none of the categories or topics that we're going to cover will surprise you. So we'll have like a food and drink, travel and adventure, technology, van life, EDC. So then those are also very specific because we still want to keep that pretty tight to like our core things that we both love and do. And then there will be, you have Patreon also. We didn't talk about that. So you have Patreon for like bonus content and connecting with your community. We're going to use Buy Me a Coffee because it's simpler. So any off topic writings, blogs, rants, I don't know, that is going to live there.
Yep.
So I have some very specific like health related content that I needed to get somewhere. So I knew I already needed an outlet for it, but it doesn't fit Dylan and Leslie. So all of this is going to launch at the same time.
Yep.
Just wanted to mention that. That was a long mention though. Sorry.
The health thing keeps coming up because what a lot of people don't know, because we don't ever talk about it here, but Leslie has a nutrition degree. And so learning about how bodies and minds work is really important to both of us, actually. I think we were up until midnight last night just talking about, and I think we talk about this a lot. We'll probably stay up late tonight talking about it. about managing mental health in the 21st century. Like you're constantly, you know, especially because we have a YouTube channel and we have all of you and we're hanging out with you and making sure that we stay healthy. We spend a lot of time talking about that and thinking about it. So she writes on that. She's a really good writer too. So she will probably also go through Dylan Talks Tone and update some descriptions.
Yeah. So EDC stands for Everyday Carry. Obviously, Dylan likes knives, but he also likes pens and
oh yeah, let's just go through the whole.
Leathermans. So we're just gonna have a place because he's already created some video content around that. So I just feel like that needed its own place too.
So everyday carry today is you already saw the knife, which usually you leave the knife for the last. But I also carry every day in my jeans, in my fifth change pocket, a SOG Power Pint, which is it's like a little tiny Leatherman, but it's just smaller. I carry a tactile turn bolt action pen because I actually write. You use your iPad with
Yes.
but I have a legal pad going all the time. There's probably 3 or 4 of them around the office, and I'm constantly writing video ideas, concepts, little things I'm thinking about for my own mental health, like that kind of stuff. So I always have little that. And then I also carry an Olight Baton 3 flashlight, a little rechargeable flashlight. And I also wear Apple Watch Ultra, and then I also wear this is a Leatherman Tread bracelet, and you can't see it from there, but each one of these little things is a tool. So there's a screwdriver, there's a Phillips screwdriver, these are Allen keys, and the reason I wear this is because there is a 1/4-inch driver on here. There's a 10mm driver. There's a square drive, and in the motorhome, all of the screws are square. So if something's loose, you can just take this off and go and tighten it up. And also, the flathead screwdriver on here works really good for tripod stuff. So like if I'm taking off tripod stuff. So anyway, that's what I'm carrying today.
Karen Bassett asks, what does Leslie think about keto?
That's a whole blog post.
I think extreme diets have a place, like resets.
Because you would consider that an extreme
it has a purpose.
diet.
It was created for people who have seizures. Period. It was not created
for what?
Just because of body function.
Okay.
It was not created to help people lose weight. We eat a lot of processed food. So lower carb, whole foods, like that part I can agree with. The amount of fat that is in a keto diet is really strange to me. I know a lot of people who've had a lot of success with it though, but I also know a lot of people who have had to have their gallbladders removed as a result of it. So I would never do it, but I also don't eat meat. So it would be really hard for me to be keto. Yeah. There is no way I could eat that much fat content. Like my body would just be like
freaking out.
No.
Yeah, mine too.
So I think all of those things have a place. I'm definitely of the belief there is no one solution. So that is why I didn't do anything with my nutrition degree, because you can't put anybody in a box. And then on top of that, you also can't help anybody until they're ready to be helped. And it just felt really frustrating. And I was like, I am passionate selfishly. And I do share some things that matter to me, but on the whole, we don't really talk about it outside of our family. Like, I don't talk about it regularly.
Promoting, we're not people. We are not those kind of vegans that are like, you're sitting there eating at a restaurant, and those annoying ass vegans that are like, that chicken comes from, blah, 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 food, and being the moron that is like that annoying vegan. We are not those people. In fact, we don't actually tell people usually, because it turns into, well, where
There's
do
a
you get...
lot of assumptions.
Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions. Where do you get your protein? All this kind of crap. And it's like, I haven't eaten meat since 2005. So obviously I'm not dead. And I've been an athlete during that time. I've been off-road racer during that time. I'm not currently in amazing shape because of pain, but and an injury. But obviously I'm not dead, and I've stayed fit, and I've ridden 120 miles a week on a bicycle, and all that kind of stuff as a vegan. So it doesn't kill you, but we also don't promote stuff because, and we're not going to try to sell you some kind of shake or some crap, because that's just not how we roll. I don't think. Buy pickups, not shakes.
Nice. Nice. Scott Dreyfus says, I only eat meat. We can still be friends. Exactly. Because
for sure. Yeah.
We'll go out to eat with people and they'll be like, does this bother you? I'm like, I don't care what you put in your body.
Yeah. No, we're super chill about it. Super chill about it.
Charles Wallace wants to know, will there be a place for recipes?
Yes.
That will be in the food and drink.
That will be in the food and drink. And
we're going to be better. We had some amazing food tonight. I mean, I think we should share things even when they're not from scratch necessarily. That was a great meal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you about it now, but...
No, that was really good.
Anyway,
it was a random experiment, and it came out awesome.
Yeah, I think you can't just share recipes, right? Because then it could seem complicated. But if we share genuinely... I mean, I have a whole... If you're really curious, I have an entire Yelp profile with lots of restaurant reviews, all vegan food, obviously, because it doesn't have to be hard. When people are curious, I think they just think it's hard.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that earlier. Like, we should share some of the easy wins too, because maybe somebody's interested. But if they just see, if a recipe has more than I don't know, 7 ingredients, I'm out. I'm like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
So I get simple is better.
For sure. Yep.
Oh, he's serious. He says he hasn't eaten a vegetable in 4 years.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting.
That is, I've heard of the carnivore diet is a thing, right?
I've heard of people having success with it. Yeah. I can't imagine it for myself. But again, it's people's bodies are different. So I don't assume anything because Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's Victoria G says, with a severe tree nut allergy and a gluten intolerance, sometimes it feels like meat and dairy are the only way I can indulge. Yeah.
So
again, everybody's body is different.
We've both had to do it for a time, elimination, to try to feel better, and I tried to cut out gluten and on top of being vegan, and it was ridiculous. I had a really hard time with it. I figured it out that it wasn't actually gluten that was bothering me. It's actually processed sugars. So processed sugars really bother my stomach. So if I have, 3 Oreos or whatever, I will be up at 3 a.m. with heartburn. So I'm trying to get a handle on that before it burns a hole in my throat. But so that's been...
Yeah, so Scott says he's actually allergic to a lot of vegetables and fruits, and he cured Hashimoto's.
Oh,
which
wow.
I have heard before.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a road I'm willing to go down.
No.
So,
I'm not gonna lie. I've thought about eating meat again. I have tried to eat fish. It lasted a week, and I just couldn't do it again. I will never eat pork. I will never eat chicken.
Never say never.
Well, right now, as it stands right now, it's out. But yeah, I don't know. Food's weird, right? Like, food's interesting. Like,
it's supposed to be like this community building thing, right? But it's so polarizing because everybody is so like, you should do this.
Yeah.
You don't get to tell me what I should do.
So the cure for that is I'll meet you at the Mexican place. And then you can have as much cheese and dairy as you want, and I can have as much not cheese and dairy as I want, and we can all have margaritas or water or iced tea or sweet tea, and everybody will have a good time. Like, to me, that's more.
Yeah.
That's all I care about is the experience of community. It always comes back to that for us, I feel like.
So, well, I don't know how to find it. And on a box. Somebody said, look up. Oh, but what size? They're all different sizes. We'll go with the classic. This Louis the 13th. Glasses. Drop the miniature. The classic decanter is $4,330.
Dylan and Leslie, if you have to eat meat, maybe wild harvested.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I've literally, I've listened to guys like, I don't know, I can't think of anybody like the dudes that hang with Joe Rogan, like the guys that like are big game hunters in Montana and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I remember when I used to eat elk, and like I could definitely see eating wild elk, wild buffalo, not processed. Like I could see that in certain situations. Can I like decide that tomorrow I'm going to go do it? I haven't got there in my head. But if I were to do it again, I think that's the direction.
That's what you would prefer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting. This has turned into a whole conversation. I've never eaten game meat.
Oh, really?
Even though, like, I live in the South and everybody hunts.
Right.
Not a fan. But I think that stems from I never wanted to touch anything, or I couldn't think about it. Like, I mean, I've had some long-standing issues that I probably should have never eaten meat that I didn't address till later in life.
Because you really care about where your food comes from.
Yeah.
I think. In that context, you do.
But to that point, so everybody's talking about these healing and how things affect your body, like vegetables affect your body different. So, like, for instance, if somebody on a like standard American diet knew how many beans I ate, they would probably be like, there's no way. But that is how my body runs efficiently. Mm-hmm. I do not have side effects that people talk about, like gassiness or indigestion. I don't have any of those problems. But back to the meat part. So the reason I gave it up the second time was doctor directed, because I don't have the enzymes to digest meat. So I would have to take a supplement in order to eat meat. And that just seems like, okay, that's not what my body wants.
Yeah.
Period.
So I was directed off of red meat for 30 days to narrow in on an issue that I was having, and it fixed it. And that was in May of 2005, and I've never gone back. Literally, like.
Scott said, sorry, I took an edible and I'm oversharing. That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Hilarious.
Oversharing, that's how we become friends. That's how that's why
if you'd like to harvest your own game, I'd be honored to take you. That's a hard no from me.
Yeah, you're not a hunter.
I would not be able to kill anything.
Me either. I'm not a hunting. No, I don't care about that either. I love being outside. I love being in northern Arizona in the fall and sitting on the top of my roof rack and calling in elk and watching them when they're in the rut. Like, that's really cool. But I don't care about. I love the animal and the photography part of it and all that, and the documentary part of that. But I do not care about killing animals at all. I shouldn't say that.
But also because I'm not going to eat it. So then what in the heck would I do that for?
Right, yeah. But even if I was going to eat it, I would just be like, hey, go shoot it for me, and I will give you whatever it costs, and you just drop it off at my house in little white paper
disconnect.
Taped up. Yeah, I don't care about that part.
Yeah.
I will wear, I mean, everybody's like, wait a minute, you wore gator Cayman boots in a video the other day. Yes, because I don't eat my boots.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Again, we are not
we're
fundamental
not those
vegans,
fundamental
which is why we don't say vegan, because
we eat plant-based diet.
vegans think you have to be all in.
Yeah.
Because they are that way.
I have 5 pairs of cowboy boots, all of different skins.
Yeah.
And I don't care. And our current car isn't leather, but we've had leather. Like, I don't care. But I also do care. I think Tuesday, the podcast is going to be about sustainability.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I've been thinking about it because of this cobalt thing.
Oh.
And so it makes me think of other. And then I read another article today about, and I don't want to get on guitar stuff again, but about Breedlove has an article about what does it actually mean to make a sustainable guitar. And I didn't get a chance to read it, so I want to read it and do some research and maybe talk about that on Tuesday on the podcast. Because I do care, but I just don't. I'm not so, because it's one of those things, even with food, where you could be like, well, if you're cutting this out of your diet, then how fundamental do you get? Because we live in a world where you have to actually, I have to work today. I have to go to the post office, and then I have to run by the store, and then I have to do, so you can't get so fundamental about everything. Otherwise, our world is not built for that. So then it becomes unreasonable almost, and I don't want to be unreasonable as a rule. I don't
have time to research everything.
Yeah, I don't want to be an unreasonable person as a rule. So I don't want to bring that in, extra.
Basil Tiffany says, I'm vegan. My guitar straps are leather.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Doc says he's also been into wildlife photography thing and lots of fun, especially in the summer in Ontario. Happy to host. I feel like Doc just wants us to
really wants us to come visit. I know.
I feel like he has so many trips planned. When are we going to see him in Canada?
I know. I feel like we're going to just keep seeing him in Colorado, but we do need to go to Canada and see him.
Well, I want to go to Canada. I want to go to that part of Canada anyway, so we can go around.
We need to do a whole trip where we go to Canada, take the van, go to Canada, go across Canada. I'd like to go to Niagara Falls again, and then go do the New England thing. And we want to do the national park in Maine. Acadia National Park, because we've not gone there.
Snap your fingers at me?
No, not you. I was trying to remember it. The Acadia National Park. We want to do that. Yep.
Awesome.
This went way
wild.
This was fun, and it went way more.
Trevor Egan says, obviously fresh veggies are better, but are frozen veggies okay?
The least amount of cooking to your food you can do, the better in general.
Yeah, and flash freezing. I mean, if it's processed already, so there's a lot of convenience food where it's steam in the bag, ready in a minute. That's double processed stuff. Yeah. But if it's flash frozen, it's just as good as fresh. Really, it's hard to get good fresh food, and it wasn't grown here. So unless you're buying local produce to you, you're probably not helping yourself.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is cutting out processed sugars and processed stuff fast food, obviously, and Coke and stuff, and just as close to original form as you can reasonably get, as much as possible. That's what ends up being better. Even if you eat meat, if you eat whatever, it doesn't matter. The closest to his original state as possible.
I would really like Angel Raven 444 to clarify why they typically say, it's after hours, let the gaslighting begin. And tonight they say, wow, you guys are really open tonight, almost too much info. So I won't say let the gaslighting begin. So that comment makes it sound like we are gaslighting people. And I would like to understand
what is
that
the
better.
What is the actual definition? Maybe they don't know what the actual definition of gaslighting is. Or maybe they do, and it's applied.
I just don't know why.
I'll give you the grace of not knowing
saying
right
that.
now, so let's figure it out.
So gaslighting is manipulating using psychological methods so that somebody questions their own sanity or powers of reasoning.
Um,
I have zero manipulation skills. Zero.
Me too. It's funny because it's funny even in general. I get a lot of comments on.
And that is why we do this. Like, this is as real as it can
Yeah.
get. You can't be here.
Mm-mm.
So this is as real as it can get. It's not scripted. It's not recorded. It's not edited. Like, that's what we think we're bringing you. And you're asking questions. We're giving real answers.
Yeah.
We're right here together. Like, I mean, I call him out when he says something I don't agree with. So, like, we're even accountable. Like, he's not in a room talking by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. So
I
guess it really bothers me.
I had to ban a guy the other day. Because he just took the stream in a completely negative direction, and he'd done it so many times on a bunch of videos. And it was with the constant accusation that it was about those affiliate links, the guy I told you about, the affiliate links, and that I was just constantly in sales mode. And so in that case, I could see where people get the feeling that watching a YouTube video, or any person like me who is on YouTube all the time, and the purpose of this YouTube channel is to market my business. It is how we make a living.
Yeah, but if you're online thinking you're watching anybody without a goal, you're wrong.
You're wrong. That being said, I am not. Hardly ever, actually. I would say 10% or less of the time in marketing mode where I don't tell you, hey, I'm trying to sell you something right now. We have a new pickup that just came out, blah, 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 blah. This is it. Here is a pedal. There is a link in the description. You should go buy it. I mean, I am very, very, and so because I am the kind of person who I cannot do that. I can't do. It's like not in my personality to be that, like.
There's so many people that were there when this happened.
Oh yeah, they were all here. Under the table manipulation of your mind, so you try to like be brainwashed. You know, like I don't do that. I can't do it. And I'll tell you why. Because I can't fall for it. So I can't do it. We were watching that Nexium documentary last night on HBO, which we're probably going to watch another episode tonight. And I'm the whole time going like, how do you fall for this crap? Like, this dude was the most egotistical, ridiculous, like, I don't fall for it, so I don't do it. It's not in my personality to do it. Now, is it in my personality to be a good salesman? Heck yeah, and I'm real good at it. I could sell a freaking refrigerator to an Eskimo. I could sell anything to anybody with the full knowledge that I'm doing it, and that you have the full knowledge that I'm doing it. So the gaslighting thing is something we don't do. And I think, and this goes back to, me and you joke about this all the time. Our best friends, we don't really have any best friends, but our friends that we know, like in person, joke to us that they think we're faking. Like, this is a constant thing. For 10 years, it's been a constant thing that people think that me and you, like, fake getting along this good and stuff.
If we want to talk about that, people assume I'm shy.
Nope.
And they think I'm just nice.
Nope. I'm just kidding.
Seriously. If, I can have, like, RBF.
Yeah.
And people are like, what's wrong with you? Or they assume, like, you don't like them or that something's wrong. And if I don't like you, you will know. There will be no doubt.
Yeah.
You will know.
The other night, we were somewhere in public, and I was not sitting next to her. And we both heard somebody say something at the same time. And I had to text her and be like, I could see you shaking your head.
Yeah.
Like, there is no hiding, like, or faking. Like, it just doesn't happen. It's so fun.
Super chat from Vinny's World. Thank you for the super
Thanks,
chat, Vinny. I think people have more difficulty understanding your honesty because they're so used to the normal sales pitch videos.
That's probably true. The other thing, too, is, and this has come up recently a few times, is I'm equal opportunity. So what I mean by that is, if you're going to hold me accountable for what I say, then I should be able to hold you accountable for what you say. So if you get in the comments and say some crap that doesn't make any sense and it's dumb, and more important, now I don't mean that I disagree or agree with it, because I don't care. Like, we could disagree on stuff and still be great friends. Like,
yes,
that's no big deal to me. I don't care about that. But if you're hateful to another, the two things that'll get you thrown out of my circle is if you're hateful to another person intentionally, especially if you're hateful to somebody else in the audience. If you get in the comments and you start talking crap to another guitar player, you're out. Because my goal in life, not my goal in life, but just the way I look at all this is, we don't need any of it. You personally, you right now, need none of this. You don't need to be watching us right now. You don't need my pickups. You don't need guitars. Nobody needs any of this stuff in the fundamental need category of life. We're all here because we enjoy a thing, because it's a thing that we have fun with. I heard that. I stole this from John Mayer in the PRS SE marketing video. He's like, it's called playing guitar. Like, we are playing.
Yeah.
So which means we should be having fun, which means we should be enjoying this. And if your purpose is to be in the comments of a YouTube video to wreak havoc and do the opposite of having fun, then I don't have time for you. I don't need you. So my spirit in anything that I do on social media is to create conversation, to be real, and to create an environment where people enjoy doing what they do. And I know that a lot of people aren't used to that and they have a hard time with how I do it. But it's super sincere, like super genuine. I have no, if everybody stopped buying my pickups tomorrow,
please don't.
Please don't. Yeah, please don't. If everybody stopped watching my videos tomorrow and stopped buying my pickups tomorrow, I would panic for a couple hours. And I would grab this pen and one of those legal pads.
Be like, what's next?
And I'd start working on the next thing.
Yeah.
Because that's how my brain works. I know that nobody needs any of this stuff. And that we are all just here for fun. So the salesy, gaslighty thing doesn't exist in my brain. It just doesn't.
Yeah. And so somebody said, like, what we're doing. So Paul Need said, I'll tell you guys, seeing Dylan brought it up, things like this do forge a real relationship, and who wouldn't want to buy from someone they see as a friend? So that's what we want to do. And we're here to educate you, because we are proud of the fact that we have no returns, because you are making educated purchases.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. I will admit,
what pickup company hasn't had a return for dissatisfaction in 10 freaking years?
Yeah, and it's really strange to me sometimes, like, because you get to know us better than we get to know you, right? Because you hear our voices, you see us interact, you hear us talk. I'm just seeing some text which could be misinterpreted, could be read the wrong way, but we have met many people too who've reached out and they're like, hey, I want to meet you. I want to see you. We just had breakfast with somebody this week. Wow, it's been a long week. We just had breakfast with somebody this week.
He was in the comments tonight.
He was in the comments tonight. I was just telling my sister and brother-in-law a story about when we were in Colorado Springs. A viewer reached out and was like, hey, come to my house and I'm going to take you somewhere, which could have been weird. And we talked about it on the way there.
Did.
We like literally had no idea who this guy was, but I was like,
Mm-hmm.
he's risking inviting us to his house. Like, and now we know where he lives. Like, it's probably okay. And it was the coolest experience. I've never had a viewer of ours make me cry, but he did in a positive way.
Oh man!
With the presentation he
done,
gave
you were there for that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but
it's all real.
We can't get more real than this.
No, it's
and
all
there
real.
are people. I saw Doc make a comment, and he was like, I see many similarities between your relationship and the one I was lucky enough to have with my late wife. It's easy to recognize that you're 100% comfortable with one another. Yeah, and I think that is what shocks people when they meet us in person, because this is it.
Yeah, actually, what's really funny is in what we do in my line of work, it comes down to the whole, I'm gonna go order a Les Paul right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm allowed to do that. Like,
you're not allowed to. Like, you're grown.
Yeah, but I mean, people aren't used to that though.
Yeah.
People aren't used to that. And no, it's fun. No, we have fun. And thanks for saying something. Who said that just a minute ago about it makes me want to buy something from you because you're so I will be 100% transparent. I know that the reason we will sell pickups tonight and tomorrow is because we are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I will not pull in wool over anybody's eyes by saying that I have not thought about the fact that building community sells a product and it helps me to make a living. Seymour Duncan doesn't do this. Jason Lawler doesn't do this. None of those people are sitting here hanging out with you at 10 o'clock or whatever on a Thursday night. Nobody else is doing that except for us. I know that, and it is part of my marketing plan. I would not say that. I would not pull the wool over your eyes or gaslight you in that way. I know that. I know what it means. The thing is that the motivation for my business, I have to make a living.
Yeah, it's not a hobby.
It's not a hobby. I have to make a living. However, and I've said it many times, so those of you that have watched this channel a lot probably have heard me say this before. But I am most successful in the businesses that I have had, in the dirt bike industry and in this business. This is my 9th business that I've owned. And the most successful ones that I have are the ones where I am imparting fun to someone else.
Yeah.
Where I know that when you open that little white box and you get the stickers and you get the pickup and you put them in there and you slam that first E-cord, you put a smile on your face. My motivation is to make your week better. If Don was on call all last weekend, I think, and like working on the weekend, fixing people's teeth when he should have been off, So if he got a product that showed up in the mail and it made him smile after working his butt off all weekend, that's the goal of what we do. What we do is we put smiles on people's faces.
Yes.
And so that's why I don't feel guilty about sitting here and hanging out with you and telling that this is marketing, because everything that we're doing is to put a smile on your face, whether it's this or the pickup shows up in the mail or you get a sticker or you watch a video or whatever. I hope to put a smile on your face.
Yeah. And I have zero purpose to be here except that we want to build community.
No. Yeah, because at first you're
Because
like,
also this makes it him more real and draws out a piece of your personality that's probably less technical. So people get
yeah,
to
it's
know,
way better with
know
you
as
yeah.
a whole person.
Yeah. In the beginning, she didn't want to do this. She's like, I don't even know why I'm here. And I'm like, because it's just better. It's just better. And now we have, I mean, you got fan mail today. I didn't.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say it is easier to be here now.
Yeah.
Because I know so many people.
So fun.
And so when I see these comments come through, like I've met many of them and I know what their personality is, and I'm probably going to see them again. Like there's nobody I've met that I wouldn't want to see again.
Isn't that cool?
It's really cool.
There's been a lot of possibilities where we could have been like, am I going to become a podcast right now?
That was a common phrase while we traveled. Because we actually met a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the joke. Like,
am I going to become a podcast?
So my anxiety is greatly reduced because I would like, who is this? How do you know him? Where are we going? Why are we going there? And then we would laugh about don't turn into a podcast. Because, like, who's going to miss us? Like, we're together. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It'd be like, their family didn't hear from them for a week, but they were on vacation. Anyway.
They made up their minds.
Anyway, so it's,
I think about that song because that song is about an old couple who got in a motorhome and went on a trip. And they found this motorhome in Arizona, and the people were gone, and they never did find them.
Right.
I remember when it happened. I lived there when it happened.
It's creepy.
And that's what that song is about.
Yeah. So not related to that, but we also listen to a lot of creepy podcasts. When did I decide to listen to Park Predators as we're exploring national parks across America?
That's so funny.
But yeah, we just didn't want to end up a podcast.
That's so funny.
This was a late one.
This was a late one. It is 10 o'clock. It is 10:10. And oh, look, low battery on the laptop and it's not plugged in. I guess it's about time
and
to
I had
jet.
a drink. I haven't had a drink in a while and now I'm tired.
All right. We still have another episode to watch. You guys, this has been super fun. Like probably one of the funner ones we've done in a long time.
Thank you, Rick, if you watched to the end.
Yes. Thank you, Rick, for
Thank you.
Talking about wine, sharing that.
Not being weird. Being our first guest.
That's right. Yep. And we will see you all Monday. And that will be in 2023. Which is crazy talk. What?
2023.
Oh, yeah. I thought you saw something down there.
Nope. I'm good.
Awesome.
What's your number now before we leave?
What's
real quick guitar thing? Like, did you stay above 80?
Let's see.
80,000? I'm sending my super chat.
80,005.
Maybe we won't drop back below. All right.
80,005.
Thanks.
Yeah, if you've not subscribed, please do that.
Yeah.
And like and share. How many likes do we have?
And
71.
So I'm going to say hello with Dylan and Leslie. That is the YouTube channel. I don't know how you're going to find out when our website launches, but
we will tell you
tomorrow. DylanandLeslie.com.
Yep. We'll see y'all. Have a good night.